shut the door. Diddy has pigeons to be Trump's COO at his boon coon buddy if he's pardoned. Y'all, you can't make this up. And you know what the funny part is? His license of derelicts, of low beat, of bums that are supporting him are out here coming in full force. Y'all, here's the thing that I think Diddy doesn't realize. Diddy's team and Diddy are just embarrassing themselves. Even the people they're forced to associate with, embarrassment. Even that dumb TD Jakes interview, embarrassing. But the funniest thing about this is I get it, he's desperate and he is willing to do anything he can, you guys. I'm gonna be live later to give you guys a little tea, but we gotta get into this, right? Mark Garagos said that Diddy will become a Trump supporter if he's pardoned. Now, if you guys haven't heard the clip, let me play y'all the clip and then we'll get into it. Hold on.
Pledge allegiance to Donald Trump in return for a pardon.
I think you want to know the truth. I think yes. And do you know why? I don't know that it would be like a fealty oath or anything else. I think, having done this for 40 some odd years, what happens to people when they go through a criminal case? I've watched it. I can't remember the last time that a client didn't say to me after a criminal case, how do you do this for a living? How do you go through this? I remember...
Okay, first of all, I know I have to interject. Mark Garagos, I think they're asking about your soul. I think they're asking, how do you live with yourself and how do you sleep at night? I don't think they're asking for political associations necessarily, but I don't know. I've never been in prison. Hold on, and I can't afford your services. But I kind of think that's where they're going, but let's keep going.
Saying they've made a caricature of me. The prosecutors have. There's something about that fraternity of people who have been accused and have gone through the process that gives you an affinity. And it would not surprise me to hear Sean say, I now get it. I understand it. And I was wrong then. And I don't know that I would say he's pledging loyalty, but I think he would probably say, I now get what he went through.
Okay, I'm very confused because, yes, I'm interrupting again. We're going to get to that. I'm very confused. The SDNY is led by Trump's guy, who is Republican. Most of law enforcement is Republican, and most prosecutors are Republican. So if you're going to switch to Republican, what do these people get? I mean, this sounds like the way Mark Agnifilio was saying people were standing up and applauding Diddy when he came home, but then when he went back to the jail, but then all of a sudden he's asleep to be in jail because he almost got attacked. I'm very, very confused into whatever Mark Garagos is saying, what that has to do with the price of China. It sounds like lies. It sounds like manipulation. It sounds like Diddy wants his money work and he got them out there hustling, selling, trying to make sure he gets out. Again, as much as Diddy's team is like, oh my God, it's pretty much guaranteed he's going to be pardoned. Diddy ain't acting like it. Diddy's acting like he's doing everything he can. I will say this, it sounds like Trump wants him to take a knee. And I will say this, Diddy, you gonna have to beg a little bit harder if you want Trump to pardon you. He wants to see you utterly humiliated. Not Mark Garagos talking about, well, I think he gets it now that he's on the other side. So I think he understands what Trump's going through. Baby, Trump is up by 5,000 right now, and Diddy is negative 5,000. They are not the same. And at the end of the day, and this is what I want to talk about later, even if Diddy could switch teams, what good is he? Who's going to a Diddy rally? First of all, I think half the people supporting Diddy never even voted and ain't gonna vote. And if they did vote, they clearly lack some type of logic, so they're gonna take the worst. They're gonna take the worst thing they can. They are going to take the worst thing. I think if they were voting, they pick the worst candidate. Like, at the end of the day, we now see the haves with brains and the have-nots without brains. And I don't care how much money you got in your account. I don't care how famous you are. I don't care. It shows there's something in your logic system. The people that would have followed Diddy and took Diddy's voter recommendation, let's keep going. We can come back to that. Hold on.
Would I be jumping to conclusions to think that there wasn't a discussion about how Diddy would speak of the president in return for a pardon?
Well, I don't know that there's ever been that discussion. I can't go that far, but I
Oh,
would
really?
not. I would, but it would not.
For those of you listening, Mark just smiled.
Okay, so Mark just smiled. We get that. But can I also say this? Who the hell does Diddy still think he is? Just hear me out. Trump needs a raccoon, right? He needs a raccoon. Diamond and Silk aren't here. May they rest in peace. May one rest in peace. But he needs a raccoon. He needs somebody. And the current roster of raccoons, I guess he feels like it's not enough. I don't know. Because here's the thing. Let's roll it back. Does Trump need a raccoon? He got people actually well respected that are backing him. Diddy is volunteering to be Donald Trump's raccoon, if you get what I'm saying. But who the hell does Diddy think he is? Out of all the people to go clemency, after all the people to pay off, out of all the people that might be able to mobilize what vote? Because Trump, I don't think he's going to get a third term, right? Out of all the things Trump needs, why would he need Diddy? To mobilize what? What does he need Diddy for? To mobilize the vote? Trump's not running for a third term. To do what? Sing his good graces? Diddy is such mud. His name is so disgusting and just... Who in the world would align themselves and go to a Diddy rally? Just like who would go to a Madison Square Garden concert? Who, besides, and don't get me wrong, the broke, the pathetic, and when I say broke, I mean spiritually and morally bankrupt. The pathetic, the people that are just like washed up in life. Think about it. All these people online going out and supporting Diddy, they are people that Diddy would never associate with and never let to a Diddy party. And if Diddy gets out, they still won't stand next to him because Diddy is young. Diddy is sexy. Diddy want like young Miamis. He don't want mammies, right? Diddy want like Aaron Pierre, those Mustafas, I mean genuinely, right? He wants some Aaron Pierres, he wants some Nipsey Hussles, he wants some fine shit at his parties and not just for the ladies, for Diddy. Why would he want an old washed up man trying to, like, do you see what I'm saying? Why would he want like these people that couldn't even pay to get in? Again, the people that are supporting Diddy would never even spit on. Again, these are Diddy's words, what he said himself and to who he wanted surrounded. So my point in saying this is Diddy has a bunch of losers supporting him on every single level. Trump is even more brutal about who he wants around him. Who could Diddy bring to the table that Trump would even want standing by his side? Trump got all of MAGA. What is Diddy going to bring to the table? And what black people, since that's what he's trying to leverage, all these people supporting Diddy, he is now trying to leverage your support and voting for things that may or may not be in your interest. It don't even matter because at this point, he don't even care. Trump could say, let's round up all the blackies now. He could say that, let's round them up all right now and push them up. Diddy wouldn't care. He would do it. He just wants out. So you're willing to blindly support people who may or may not be in the interest of your base just so to get out? Again, who's falling for this? Who's following Diddy except for these losers that weren't voting anyway? And if they did vote, they've already voted in bad ways because judging by who they support, they make bad decisions. Moreover, the last thing that they're saying is it's not because he just wants, it's because he realized that when federal prosecutors were going after Trump and it was unfair, and now that they went under Diddy, he knows what it feels like, and he would pledge fealty forever. Okay, but like, you weren't with him, Trump, when he was down, so why would he pardon you now? Is that even an excuse? Y'all, I'm very confused at this. I see the low-life degenerates out here stumping. I don't know what Diddy is doing, but I do know that it is very, very, very embarrassing. Listen to these quotes, just embarrassing. Are they not embarrassed? He literally said, in a weird way, there's sort of bond between Diddy and Trump now. Both men have bones to pick with federal prosecutors who tried them both criminally. Again, Can somebody help me with this? You know how Trump is president of the United States. He is running everything. He got the keys to the kingdom. Diddy, you are sitting here eating maggots for breakfast and lunch, and we can believe your stupid prison filings. What in the world? Listen, what in the world is going on? This is wild to me. Diddy's team is embarrassing themselves. Listen to this other quote. There's a special bond. Does Trump know about that? He said if he gets pardoned, he's awaiting sentencing on a couple prostitution charges after being acquitted of racketeering and sex trafficking. It wouldn't come as a shock if Diddy started supporting Trump. But even if Diddy could support Trump, who's voting? Diddy's people don't vote. I'm just saying. Listen, this is just sad. And honestly, I think Trump has enough going on with the Ghislaine Maxwell thing. I don't see how he's going to get back to Diddy, but we're going to see. Anyway, you guys, listen, I'm going to go live and talk about this, but at the end of the day, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later.